We are at Jeff and Britta's house, and since it was like below zero last night, we are going to collect sap from the trees to make maple syrup.
And that'll be really, really good maple syrup. Because it's from trees, not from the store.
Do it without galvanized.
Now, is there? Is this?
There's some sap in here. You want to have some? Want to drink it right? The nectar from the tree.
Sure.
This is a spring cleanser. The native. How's it filming now?
How much is in there?
The natives.
Here, have a sip.
It's a little bit sweet. This was a spring cleansing tonic.
Tastes like water with a little bit.
Bit of sugar.
Go ahead.
Come
on, guys. No,
it's
PS4. Good.
Better than Pepsi.
Water with a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, oh my god. Water with sugar.
Here, you do it for yourself, though.
Maple sugar.
Water
And
with
that
sugar.
amount was from last night?
Yeah, because it didn't get cold enough.
Doesn't it
So,
taste like water with
if
sugar?
the conditions are ideal,
Water
how
with
much
sugar.
would be in here in the morning?
Oh, it could be full.
Literally.
Tastes so good.
Yeah, if I get a minus 10, we'll go Celsius now. If I get minus 10 and then a plus 10, I could get a full 6 or 8 liters, whatever that is there.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Let's go up and tap a tree fresh. You can see how it's done.
That's good.
This traditionally was done with a bit and brace, but bark where it looks healthy. Here's an old tap hole here. Stay away from the old tap holes. And if you can pick it under an overhanging limb, sometimes it's helpful. About 2 feet from the ground. In about 2 inches. And then we'll tap the spile in. Traditional spiles. There's several different kinds. This one's
You
running
get
now.
quiet.
You might be able to see this one drip. You get to see the first drip here.
This is a drip coming out.
I believe it. Just making its way down. Very first drip. There was one. So you hang the bucket and let it drip. Okay? See the drips? Mm-hmm. Then we want to have a lid on it to keep the bark, and if it happens to rain, keep that out. That's all there is to it.
All right, Josh. Ready to dump that out? Now that's all sap in there, so. All right, Josh. I'm gonna put it in now. Okay, got all the sap. See, there's nothing in there.
Looks good.
Yeah. Nice and tasty. How was it?
Sugary.
Never go wrong with maple syrup. Good old sap. Yep.
Here's 3 good ones if you want to take the places.
Okay, good.
And don't worry about these. Maybe I'll tell Dave he didn't get them. So there. Oh, we got four nice ones. Yeah, with the sun and everything. Wow. There. You want to come up and meet the rest of the trees? That's part of it, getting to know the trees.
This is going to be sucked up through that tube all the way back to the house. Huh.
We open it up.
It's worse for these guys, but maybe it's for us, right? They say kids, this is worse. Birch bark.
So this is basically just a big long barrel stove that.
Yeah. So what we'll do is, after a while, we're going to take the water off. This is water back here. And then we're going to, right away, we'll start spiggoting out, finishing syrup into the pan here. We'll always keep about a ½ inch. If it's boiling, we might add a little bit more.
So that's
No,
maple
that's just
syrup,
sediment you get.
the sap. And it's bubbling.
And you pour that, you get rid of that because it changes the taste of the syrup. Oh, so you can skim the foam off the top there. There you go, push. Pick it up. What do you think about all of this?
Well, the collecting of the sap was really fun. Now we're boiling it all, and that's fun too. So it's just been a really good experience figuring out how to like make all the maple syrup.
Right now we're finishing off here to the at this stage, and it was moving from the evaporator part to the finishing pond, and we're going to siphon that off, and then we're going to tip it, bring the rest of the sap forward and out, and save that, and add off to this part, the finished part, and put water in here. And we'll just burn softwood now so we can control the fire, and we're probably within the last 45 minutes of the operation for today.
That's going straight into a filter.
Yeah, it's going straight into a filter.
And that's a filter
triple
specifically
filter.
for the process of...
There's a felt filter and 2 paper filters. Anything I can do to filter this stuff is a good thing. As 5 or 6 filters, maybe more. A big operation would go through a filter press, a big expensive filter press, but this basically...
And that's essentially a coffee filter, but it's designed specifically for making syrup.
And you can clean it. Now we got to do this fairly quickly now so we don't get
Do we want to
burned
double
the
both
fins.
sides?
Yeah. All we can, and then the rest of it we're going to take out here. We're going to take the brick out and then we're going to go the other way. Watch out, boys. Okay, now take her off. Get rid of that. That's maple syrup. If you're doing this at home and you're starting to see the color of the maple syrup, you know you're getting closer. And if you don't have a thermometer and you start to see the bubbles collecting, like big bubbles, not just boiling, but all of a sudden the bubbles start to form a collection, and then they'll actually rise up in the pan. Then you're close to that magic sugar level. So you let it come up, maybe even lift it off, put it back on, let them 3 or 4 times let it froth. And then I'd say if you didn't have a hydrometer, you could be pretty sure you're close to that magic sugar level that will allow it to keep.
And that would have been what people did before they had any equipment.
They did it, yeah. They would drip it off a spoon and see how close that thickness. It's hard to tell the thickness. The last 24 hours, Seamus, it's a big learning curve for us too, because every time you expand, you change equipment, then you got to check your equipment.
So this is a volume that's significantly higher than previous years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, higher volume, but because it's different equipment, there's a lot of other things that come up. Almost exactly with the froth. When those bubbles you see there, we're close to the temperature now, 7 degrees above water boiling, 220, 219. We're very close. When the bubbles form a complete thing and then they start rising out of the pan, let that go on for about 2 minutes.
Oh, so this will foam up all the way to the top of the pan?
It'll start to come up. And then you know you're very close. I'll probably switch to 1 pan. It's getting up place where water boils at sea level, which is 212, a little different here. And we're moving up to the maple syrup line. And when it crashes over the maple syrup line, then I know I'm very close to sugar. Then we go to the sugar one to get it perfect. Red line there, when that line comes up, when it floats here, then it's done.
And that's based on the
Sugar content.
So these 2 glasses are been in the oven.
They've been in the oven and they're sterilized and everything. This will keep for you for years. If you make enough of it, you can keep it for years like this. I want to get a little on both of them now.
And this is basically, they're preheated.
It's to the temperature of the syrup. So they're matched to temperature as much as possible. I don't want any breakage after all that work. Okay, here we go. And then I got to cap these. I got to go get caps. Might not have quite enough for 2 liters.
2 maybe.
Not quite 2 maybe.
Use this one.
Not quite 2. But whatever it is, that's what we'll take. Not quite 2 liters. Now I made about 100. I should have got more, but I probably spilled some. I probably lost some with the filtering.
I'm gonna put them on this pancake because it's all gooey.
That is really, really, really good.
You found a good pancake.
Josh, the gooiness will not continue.
I need to see if I found one.
You can't even taste the gooiness. You just taste the maple syrup.
In the past, in the battlefield, made it in, people true.